Hello. This is Paper Cuts Included coming to you live from the Ninja Turtle sleeping blanket, and that's how you know it's legit. Today we're going to do another pickup video, and if you've been watching some of these videos, we might be wondering, are you ever not going to not do a pickup video? And the answer is soon. I promise soon we're going to talk about more books than 5 minutes of me just talking about what I bought, because I promise I actually dissect artwork with my co-host. But like I said, today's going to be a pickup. I got all these books today, so I haven't really had a chance to look at them. I got some really good stuff. I kind of threw a net out there and was able to get a lot of really cool artists and everything I liked, and all for a good price. I would say the store, but I don't really want to mention it because it's such a good place. I don't want you guys to find my spot, because this is the third time we've gone, and each time I've been able to get some amazing stuff. So let's get to it. I'm going to start us with probably the book I'm not even going to open because I want to read it. So I don't really want to spoil it for myself. That being an issue of Chaykin's American Flag. So yeah, and in the video we looked at a couple videos ago, depending on how I edit this, I think it's going to be about 2 videos ago, I got a whole stack of Chaykin books. American Flag, and so this is number 1. So I was very very excited to find this. Actually, my co-host found it before me, but I don't think he has any interest in, well, I know he has no interest in American Flag, so he let me swipe it from him. But this might be one of the first books we do, or I might do a solo. No, I'll do it with my co-host. So if you know who you are, if you listen to this, let's get together. Let's make a little American Flag issue over it. Let's bridge the gap, continent gap. So they might know who I'm talking about even more. So we got that, and I'm gonna kind of skip over it. Hopefully, we make a video on it maybe tomorrow or tonight. And I'll get to two books I got from the same artist, but 2 different series, and try to guess for about 5 seconds who they are. Alright, time's up. It's 2 Magnola books. I got Chronicles of Corum and Nexus. I believe the first issue I got of this was maybe the very first video we ever shot for this channel, and because I think of a Nexus ad in this, I was able to find out that Magnola was a guest penciler on this issue of Nexus. Which, does anyone know how Nexus is? Is it good? Is it bad? It ran for over 100 issues in volume 2, so obviously something was going on to make them sell it that good. It always reminds me of Miracle Man, just the costume, but the aliens look real cool. I was flipping through this today, so I want to check it out a little bit more. So we'll flip through that first real quick before we look at Corum. So yeah. Let's see, any cool little ads? No, that's Combs' page. But yeah, let's see. Mac Barron writer, Mike Magnola guest penciler, John Neidberg and Rick Dershett inkers, and Ken Jusenak as a letterer, and Lee Dorsheed and Rick Oliver is your lineup for this Nexus issue. And I believe there's a Beset one I'm looking for now. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot to say. I don't really know a lot about Nexus. These videos, it's literally me talking about what I got today, this week, etc. So there's not really a whole lot, unless I really know the artist. Like in probably the next video that I'm gonna make after this, there's not a whole lot for me to talk about, unfortunately. But I bet we'll do a Nexus review in the near future. Like, see, like stuff like that. That's dope. I could get behind that. Like, what's the deal? Is he like a Green Lantern? Comment down below if you know. Tell me I'm wrong. Edumacate me a little bit. Tell me it's the greatest book ever. Like that. Is this like a pivotal scene? What's going on? Oh, Rick Veitch is 29. Okay. Rick Veitch is on 29. I don't know why I said Beset. The Veach on 29. Now I gotta find that. That's a pretty big lineup. Magnola on 28, Veach on 29. I don't think I got any Veach books today. My co-host did. I'm a little jealous. I wonder how many other guest pencilers worked on this kind of stuff. On Nexus. I would like to see that. Turns out, like, not Magnola, Miller did a random one. That'd be pretty dope. I so doubt that, though. I'll bet you right now he didn't. The hunt is on. I'm always interested how this series is. This John Saber, or Sable? Maybe Sable? Freelance? Looks interesting. It reminds me of kind of Doc Savage in a way. So I kind of want to check it out. And Grimjack. Does anyone know how Grimjack is? Like, collecting this and just... Oh, cardboard. But, like, this era of Nexus, Grimjack's like on the back of everyone. I think he pops up in a Wizard Top 10. So, does anyone know how it is? Let me know in the comments. And, yeah, that's that. So, let's get into this Chronicles of Corum. Magnola does the interiors for the 12 issues. It's a 12-issue run. I tried to read the first issue, and I think it made me realize I need glasses because the text is so small. But 1986 is the cover art. And this was in a random $3 book bin. I couldn't not get it. Like, I fell in love with Magnola for the Hellboy, of course. But here lately, I'm actually getting more interested in his pre-Hellboy style. It's just, I don't know, it's unique, and I feel like just as good, but maybe a little bit better in certain ways. I know I'm going to get crucified for saying that, but just, I don't know. Sometimes his artwork gets lost in the spotting blacks, but like before this, I don't know, like I feel like this kind of detail is kind of lost in his Hellboy-esque style. You know, like it's gonna be blotted out bricks, whereas you can see that proto Hellboy kind of in the background colors and kind of the helmet. So, oh, look at that. That is so cool. If there's not another panel like that, you know, piques my interest, that's my favorite panel. I need to read the first issue. I need to go ahead and get some glasses or something. Or a magnifying glass. I need to know what this story is. I know in the first issue gets his eye plucked out, so does he get a magic eye? What's going on with this? Gonna turn into a werewolf or something? Oh, he's got a... That's a cool character concept. See, look, I could see that as a Magnola. Well, it is Magnola, but that's like some Hellboy Magnola-esque right there. Huh. Wow. Comics Buyer's Guide Fan Awards for 1986. Favorite editor. I love that's number 1. Favorite writer, favorite penciler, favorite inker. Wow. I wonder who won it. That'd be fun to look up. Maybe I'll make a post about it. Be a little detective for you guys, for you normies. This is really cool. See, like, I don't know. I feel like this would be so much darker. Like, you kind of lose some, like whatever background's not the clouds would be so dark. Same thing with the water. I feel like if he was doing this Hellboy-esque style, which I'd love. Like, I've never not loved it. I'm just getting more intrigued in his pre-Hellboy era. Like I said, I just don't know why. I think it's, I don't know. I really can't tell you. I just am. Maybe because it's probably a little bit cheaper to collect than some of his Hellboy stuff now. You know, being a senior in college, an art senior, there's not a whole lot of money being thrown my way for books. So when I get a book, I make sure it's a good book. Interesting color usage. Aztec. So he went from like getting tortured to some Aztec-esque inspired land. Huh. It's 12 issues, so a full year. Mignola got penciling duties. Oh. Scarlet Letters. See, like, I think we're starting to get that Mignola. He's coming to kind of get more confident as an artist. Gonna do that Hellboy style a little bit more. You know, real dope. God, a Ninja Turtles poster. Full color, large 22 by 28 format. Each poster cost $3.95. Let me know if you had it. Let me know if you still have it. Like, it's amazing. What, is this the cover for the first trade? I think, right? I think so. Was this next issue? That's a dope cover. But yeah, that's the... See, look, another Nexus ad. Kirby Award winner. I didn't know that. I guess I really do need to check it out now. Is that a sidekick? Let me know if this random monkey dude's a sidekick. Because he's been in, like... He's on the cover of, like, issue 4. And he's popping up in some of the books. So, let me know. 1987. So yeah, that's the Chronicles of Corm. Those were my Bring Back Nexus. These are my 2 Mignola finds today. I was really happy about it. I'm really digging my little deep dive into pre-Hellboy Mignola. Gonna keep that train rolling. But that being said, I still need quite a few Hellboy books. If anyone's listening, Uncle Mignola, if you got a couple stacks, a couple boxes of that quarantine sketchbook, I wouldn't mind getting a couple. You know, I studied that pretty hard when COVID hit. So, yeah. Send a couple paper cuts included way. Don't mind. Let's talk about a book we're probably going to talk about for a little bit. That being Insider. It is a Dark Horse book. This is one of my favorite things to collect as a comic book collector, is seeing the kind of behind the scenes stuff, like Wizards and Comics Illustrated, Heroes Illustrated. I just love getting stuff like that. I love seeing the logistics and all that. So seeing this in a random $3 bin, it was $5. If you found 5 of them, it was $10. So couldn't not find 5. So I found 3. My co-host found 2. Bing bang boom, we made a comic book baby. So we're gonna open it. But that's my favorite Dark Horse logo. That probably will be a tattoo I get eventually next to some random Dark Horse character. Yeah, let's open her up. What's the back cover looking like? Some random books, a Mignola cover, RoboCop 3, Indiana Jones, Grendel Tales. I have no idea what Grendel's about. It's always there, always watching, but I've never been able to tell you what it's about. The Thing in version 2.1. Well, let's get her open. Or let's read, actually, what's the spine span? All new Grendel series debuts. Couldn't really care. Battle, action, and comics. Greatest world rages on. Well, let's see what that's about. And some Star Wars stuff. Big Star Wars fan, so excited to see what that's about. Photo finish. Comics greats assemble at Pacific Northwest Comic Con. But who do they think's a comic great? I swear to God, if it's some random, I don't know. I'm not going to get in trouble for saying some stuff. Yeah, let's open it. First we got an Art Adams, Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's pretty dope. This was, I thought about, when I opened it up, this was another reason I bought it. Because I like Art Adams. He draws a great gorilla. Also draws a great fish man. So, pound the back, Art Adams. Not like you need it. Steel Arbor. Anyone know what Steel Arbor is? I'm gonna move past. The Wire. Looks like we found the cover. The Wire. Now I want to see if it's good enough to make the cover. She's blonde, beautiful, and bad to the bone. She's barbed wire. Bounty hunter with an attitude. The savage streets of Steel Arbor are ruled by human predators with prices on their heads. The highest price comes for the bad boys with superpowers, and big game is Barb's specialty. When the events in Golden City set off a firestorm of violence in Still Harbor's urban jungle, Barb finds herself in danger of being burned alive, literally. I bet this is a 50-cent book if I had to guess. I have never heard of it, and I don't think most of who you're going to watch have heard of it. Maybe one of my co-hosts. If you're listening to this, I bet you know the Barbed Wire. It's not just called The Wire, it's called Barbed Wire. Wow. Written by Chris Warner, who's also done Aliens Colonial Marines. Penciled by Paul Galassi, James Bond 007, inked by Dan Davis, and color cover by Dan Dorman, who did Star Wars The Dark Empire. I think I have that book, so I guess I got some more Dave Dorman art, and I learned who Dave Dorman is. Next we got this Magnolia the Machine, who who just did the cover, and they credit him as Bram Stoker's Dracula. Which, did that come out before Hellboy? Is this also pre-Hellboy, but just, you know, that super iconic Hellboy style? Is that what we're seeing? Is that what I'm thinking? Or am I having a stroke? Another Chris Warner book. Huh. I'm not going to read the bibliography for everything. But yeah, let's see what else we got. Wolfgang, who did this? Chris Warner. Are all these Chris Warner books? Or they might all take place in Still Harbor, because what? Still Harbor Week 1, Still Harbor Week 2, Still Harbor Week 3, Still Harbor Week 4. Oh, Chris Warner even did the cover. I wish it was in color so we could see how his colors are. Not too bad of an artist. I don't know if you made it that far, but not too bad, not too bad. And then who did? Vince Garano, Red Blade. I can see Red Blade in my mind, but I can't picture it. It's probably another 50-cent bin, but I bet all of these are 50-cent bin books. I have this one actually, so I might take a crack at it and see what it's about. Turns out this is the greatest multiverse ever. Suck it, Disney. What's next? Sneak preview of the Vortex. Oh, sneak preview. First ever sneak preview. Got it here. Paper cuts included. Let's see. Oh, I see Frank Miller with a color cover by none other than Frank Miller. Oh, they got their money's worth. I bet that book sold a little bit better then. Let's see. Grendel, James Bond 007, RoboCop 3. I don't care about any of these. Sorry if you're a big RoboCop fan or Grendel fan, and I guess if you're a James Bond, I don't really care if I offend you. That's how we roll here. Let's see, but who did them? John Burns, Art Nicholas, Steve Grant. Nothing. Nobody too notable. Predator Race War. Yeah, act like we're not going to talk about that one for a second. Gonna torment you a little. Let's see, a Predator book. Oh my, what could a Predator be about? I bet it's about a Predator, but not, you know what I mean. Let's see. Oh, another Dave Dorman cover. And I guess we can just skip this page. You know, we don't have to talk about Art Adams. No, we're gonna talk about Art Adams. Who are we here? We'd be some punks if we didn't talk about Art Adams. Uncle Art, if you know what I mean. And I think hopefully all of you should know about the Gill Man. He's my favorite Universal monster. He's the coolest. Lives in a freaking lagoon and has a good taste in women. Let's see. Pencil by Art Adams. Ink by Terry Austin. My friend actually has it, my co-host. So we'll probably open that book. He says it's pretty boring. And says the colors aren't super great. So I'd like to give a crack at it. But that's pretty dope. He does a great creature. And does a great O'Brien, or I guess that's her sister, whatever her name was. Monkey Man and O'Brien. Can't wait to do an episode on that little stint of comic history. 48 color pages for $4.95. So yeah, Art Adams, the man, the myth, the Artman. What's next? John Byrne's X-Men. This is the Miller cover. I have this cover. Or I have this. This is the only issue of X-Men. I want to figure out what X-Men is. Because what? Is that the first appearance of Hellboy ever? And that how that works? So, what's X-Men about? It has some story. I read the little synopsis. John Byrne, Matt Webb, and a cover by Frank. I don't know if I call him the King like Jack the King Kirby, but maybe Frank is a prince or a duke. Let's call him a duke because there's a lot of dukes. Let's call Frank the Duke Miller. If only he could get back with Lynn Varley, and then maybe he might be a king. Indiana Jones. When I was first getting into collecting comics, I gravitated towards Indiana Jones comics because I thought they were super rare. Because I just knew the movies, I'd never heard of comics. Let's see, we got a Star Wars book, classic Star Wars. I need to check out some of those older Star Wars books. Because what was it? I don't know, some heavy hitter Marvel guys. Didn't they work on them for a little bit? And then Dark Horse comics. I used to get so confused the difference between Dark Horse Comics and Dark Horse Presents. So confused. I thought they were the same thing. But I prefer Dark Horse Presents. I don't know why. I just do. Oh, we got a little Tales of the Jedi. Little Star Wars book. Isn't that cool? Some black and white action. Like I said, Tom Veitch. I wonder if he's related to Rick Veitch. Let me know down in the comments if he is, and if I should know who that is. Like I said, I'm always learning from these videos. I'm learning a whole lot about a lot of things. So there's going to be a lot of stuff I don't know. Chevelle Noir. Let's see who's in this one. If you don't know, Chevelle Noir is like a kind of a collection of stories. And you can get some French artists in it. I believe Mobius might be in one or two. And definitely Jeff Darrow did a cover for a couple of them. Uncle Darrow, my favorite, my inspiration. The reason I pick up the pencil and then get mad at the pencil because it can't be as good as him. Uncle Darrow does a couple covers. And probably some stories inside. The one I have of him I have on the wall. I probably need to take it off and rip into it. So let's see if we got anyone noticeable. Larry Hancock, Michael Trekis, John Van Bregen, John Bolton. But hey, suggested for mature readers. Be safe, guys. Don't get caught with it in public, I guess. And let's see, did Hewlett do this one? Yep, Jamie Hewlett, Tank Girl 2. I believe the video right before this where you talk about Paul Pope artwork. And I beg the question, who looked at who? Did Jamie Hewlett look at Paul Pope, or did Paul Pope look at Hewlett? Because they're pretty similar. I think Hewlett's a lot more... I don't know how to describe it. He puts more stuff on his character. All the trinkets, all the accessories. He's far more accessorized. Whereas Pope kind of... very similar body shapes, very similar way he uses emotion. You can clearly tell both of them got inspiration from Japan and their artwork, but I believe Jamie Hewlett's far more accessible, and I'd say Paul Pope does more work with movement and probably looks a little bit more fluid in a good way than Hewlett's stuff does. Oh look, we got some anime or manga comics. What do you call them in a comic form? Are they still manga, or is it different? Caravan Kid. I don't know anything about Caravan Kid. Venus Wars 2. Someone let me know if these guys loved Akira or something, because I swear every time I see a Venus Wars book, the cover is a straight curb from an Akira cover. So let me know. And Dirty Pair. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not getting this video age restricted. Oh, yeah, this was another reason I got a Sin City ad. Sin City is a book that changed my life. So that's when I was like, it's Miller time. I didn't want to read Dark Knight. Here's me breaking the ice. I didn't want to read Dark Knight because, everyone loves Dark Knight. I don't like I'm gonna be like a hipster and say I don't like mainstream things, but I don't. That's why I got out of Big Bang Theory back in the day, because then it said 1 million people are watching it. But after reading Sin City, it changed the whole way I look at art in comics. Changed how I make art in comics. And so here we got a limited edition hardcover ad. 1,000 signed and numbered copies. I wonder how big they were, because I have those newer, like, deluxe editions that are, I believe, quite a bit bigger than Big Damn Sin City. So, how much are they selling it for? $79.95 and $93. Whew. What was that? $200 now? Such great. I'm trying to figure out what Sin City tattoo to get, but as someone who might work in the public, it's kind of hard to get something appropriate. Martial law and the Thing. That looks interesting. Kevin O'Neill, who did the Thing? Ryan Garvey, Robert Jones, John Higgins. Yeah, I don't know nothing about those. Look at this King Kong model. Isn't that really cool? $100. $160 in Canada. I wonder why it's like double. Isn't it usually just like 10 or $20 more expensive, not double? That's a cool Randy Bowen, Bowen's Company. That's cool. I'd like to see this in real life, because I feel like this was the age where if you were still doing models, they were coming out amazing and works of art. New titles from Dark Horse International. Aliens? Who cares about aliens? Like, who reads an aliens book? Like, I'm really asking, are you just really into it? Do you find it cool? Do you like Starship Troopers? And it's kind of like that. Oh my god, it's a whole lot of aliens. Aliens Volume 2, Aliens Volume 2. Star Wars, I like Star Wars. Or Star Wars UK. I wonder what the differences is in between the UK and US versions. I get probably Luke and Han kiss or something. I don't know. The horse's mouth. What a fun little letters column. Oh, photo finish. I almost forgot. You know, we were talking about... I'm not going to fold that. I'm not going to... Fuck that book up. We were talking about it. We got Jeff Darrow. We got Mike Mignola, Art Adams, all in a room. Are they even supposed to do that? Isn't that illegal? Can't the people who know Coke's recipe, they can't be on an airplane. So they allowed all this star talent in one room. Darrow's my favorite. If we did a tier list, Darrow, Mignola, Art Adams. Sorry, Art. I still love you, though. Got some of those creature books. Got some creature artwork. Slide them this way. Love to take a look at them. Put them under the, or I guess over the Ninja Turtle blanket. Make it legit. Let's see. Robert Boyd. Battle with Convenienture. Wonder how many people came to this con. You know? Like an old school Comic Con when it was just comics and art. Not, you know, random Pokemon card booths, not random AI art booths, not a little furry booth, like comics and artwork and probably some toys, but probably not a lot. And, you know, I just love to go and shake all three of these guys' hands at the same time. Picture that. How am I going to hold Jeff Darrow's hand? Well, I'll figure something out. And what? John Acuity and Frank Miller in this one. I don't know if I'd shake Frank's hand. He might put a curse on me or something. Or, you know, put the Holy Terror brand on me. So, I'd appreciate Miller at a distance. But yeah, that is Dark Horse Insider. And I know I was giving Frank Miller a lot of praise and even called him a Duke. So let's get to the Duke's book. A book that I probably read about a year ago at this point and fell in love with it. And the character. Before this, I'd never read this character being Daredevil. And this is the Daredevil Born Again, which is the best and only Daredevil story I have ever read. And a lot of people are probably going to say it's really good. Hopefully. I found it amazing. I have 2 issues now. I don't remember what the other one's number is. took me so long to try to catalog them when I first got them, because I thought it was like a limited series. I didn't know it was in the run. But yeah, love me some Miller Daredevil. Like, it's insane. And then you got Mazzucchelli from Batman Year One. What a star-powered team. Wonder why they don't do more stuff or did more stuff. Love it. And this old Marvel paper, man, it brings me back. The first series I ever collected was G.I. Joe, so it takes me back. And we have to do a video on this series alone, so I probably won't hit all the highlights. So, but like I said, if I haven't made a video on this in like a year, comment below. I wonder what did this come first or did Year One? Because that's Gordon and what's his face right there? Was it Clint or something? Fun, some DC books and some Marvel action. Nurse Ratched. Oh wait, does she survive? Yeah, trying to show someone getting hung. Great artwork, great compositions too, showing an action scene like that. What do you call it? The Z method. Great artwork. Great story. I think every comic book, appreciator should read Daredevil Born Again. I find it great. It is a great kind of one-shot story. It's not one-shot. It's, I believe, maybe 6 to 8 issues. But it's great. It's a great first ever Daredevil story. I feel like, yeah, it helps if you know some of the characters, but it's also a really good anti-hero book, I guess, if you've never read any Daredevil. It's great. Really, really powerful book too. So that's an amazing panel. Some Dick Tracy. Well, how far you've gone, Dick. But yeah, this is some great stuff. Put it in my Miller box and appreciate it forever. It's like a fine wine. The longer, every time you look at it, it gets a little bit better. Like, I love this Kingpin. Kingpin, I feel like the more you draw him, the least intimidating. But like him and Sienkiewicz, the way they draw him is insane. Like, make him a mountain. Make him unmovable. Don't make him, just blobby, fat guy. Like, make him like this. It's a perfect recipe. Style. Dakota North. Never heard of that book. I know. Like, this is a great page. Like, I probably haven't read this book in a year, but I just randomly flipped to it when I opened it to check it. And even this was like it got my emotions going, because I'm like, yeah, I remember when I read this for the first time. It was insane. Like, this is Matt Murdock's love interest, and she's trying to make it back from South America to America, and she's so close, but you think she's going to eat it. Spoiler alert. And not that this is such a powerful 2-page spread. Like, I'm telling you, people, you have to read Daredevil Born Again, if nothing more than the story. Like, I feel like it's one of those, I like the story more than the artwork, and usually